Welcome back to The Voter's Choice. With us today we have Angie Paz Carver. She's candidate for State Representative District 33. And we're asking her questions that you want to know. And here's one question. What is your position on same-sex marriages?
I think the definition of marriage is commitment between one man and one woman, period. Once you open up the definition, there's justifications or exceptions for anything, whether it's same-sex, polygamy, man-child, man-beast, whatever. And study after study has shown that children do best with intact families with a mother and a father. It provides less poverty and creates a safety zone for children to thrive.
I hear about people that are questioning candidates on their faith and on their religion. So I want to bring that up and let's get that out in the open. Do you think and how do you think your Christian faith will affect your voting decisions?
Everybody is affected by their values or their lack of values. My morals and values are a reflection of my faith and the lens through which I make decisions. I seek the prayers of my constituents, not just their votes. I want their prayers so that the decisions we make are for the best of our state.
Now with Obamacare, it's been this argument whether health care is a right or a privilege. What do you think? Is health care a right or is it a privilege?
Well, the question is more like, is it a right or a mandate? With the right, you have a choice. You have a choice to pick this or that or not at all. With a mandate, it takes away your choice. For example, if you were to have a right to vote, you have the right to pick this candidate or not vote at all. With a mandate, you have no choice. There's only one person. I am in favor of a right. The government is in favor of a mandate.
Wow, that's a very interesting way of putting it. Let's follow up a little bit more on that. You mean it's sort of like they're forcing you to vote and then forcing you to vote for a certain candidate. That's just like the worst communist countries there are.
Kind of scary, isn't it?
Yes, yes, you're correct. A right is where you have the choice to do something or the choice not to do something, and within that choice you have the ability to go whatever direction.
That's what I'm seeing with the mandate, that with the mandate, it's taking away a lot of our choices. Personally, I'm afraid that we may end up in like the Dark Ages because we will not have any choices, and research and development with drugs and equipment and will slow down because nobody's going to pay for it. The government won't provide it. You can't ask for it. So what will that do for research and development of new medications and new equipment to save lives?
Wow, and that leaves also the government deciding who lives and who dies. So you're really saying what we need in this country is real rights, God-given rights.
Correct.
All right, I like that. Let's go on to another right that people have, education. What do you think about that?
Well, I support Susana Martinez's prevention of the social promotion and keeping kids back at third grade. But I think we need to start earlier than that. That's why I'm promoting my early child proposal, because if we can identify these children at a younger age and work with language development, language and reading go together. If we can work with these children, they catch up really quickly, and it may decrease the numbers of kids that are affected by social promotion.
And reading to your child, that puts a frame of mind that reading is something really good because they feel it, they feel the emotion when they're younger.
Well, studies have shown that even in the womb, the child hears voices, they hear music, and all of this stimulation is very important intellectually for the child. That's why they have baby Einsteins, music and products, because they have found these things do affect the learning of the child.
Let's suppose you get elected, okay? What committees would you like to sit on?
the education, the healthcare reform, the budget. I am open and ready to serve. I have experience in many of those areas, small business.
What about your background equips you to sit on these different committees?
I am a small business owner. I've had my business for 17 years. I know what it means at payroll. I am a nurse practitioner, so I'm familiar with the health care issues and the changing issues that are occurring presently. I have been involved with character education in 4 different school districts, so I'm familiar with what's happening in the schools and education. I am a Navy veteran. I am a mother. I've been married for 36 years.
Oh, that's great.
I have a lot of experiences.
Tell us more about this veteran status.
Well, I was in the Navy, and I was during the Vietnam conflict,
Wow.
and I was a hospital corpsman.
Did you go to Vietnam?
No, I didn't go to Vietnam. I worked in stateside in different hospitals on East and West Coast.
So tell me, where were you stationed? What happened during those years?
Well, I got my training as a corpsman in San Diego, and then I was stationed the rest of my term in Bethesda, Maryland at the National Naval Medical Center. And when I was stationed there, I got to see a number of very prominent people. I got to meet Hubert Humphrey. I got to meet John Warner, who also became senator and governor of Virginia. I got to meet Andrew Young, who ended up being with the United Nations for a while, and then mayor of Atlanta. I got to meet a number of people, and I just missed being a caretaker for Betty Ford by 1 week. But that's okay. I got to meet a number of people, and many of them were very favorable to me and took me on tours of the White House and the Capitol and met with me, at the Capitol building.
Oh, that sounds terrific.
It was exciting.
Yes. I hear your campaign's got its own logo. That's pretty neat. Can you tell us how you arrived at getting a logo for your campaign?
When we're trying to come up with the idea of a logo, my daughter came up with this brilliant idea. She took elements from the New Mexico flag, the Zia symbol, and she created family groups out of the rays, and it made a circle which created a community. And for me, this includes everything that I stand for in terms of I believe in strong families. It creates a strong community, and in the end, it'll create a strong economy.
Great. Let's take a look at that logo right now. Angie, I'd like you to take a moment and talk to the voter and tell them why they should vote for Angie Paz Carver this November.
I was born in this district. I was raised. I went to school. Once a dog, always a dog. I raised my kids. I have my business. I know this district. I'm not a politician. I'm a leader, and I get things done. I've been married for 36 years. I have 4 grown children. I've cared for 21 treatment foster kids. I'm a small business owner. I'm a health nurse practitioner. I am a Navy veteran. I have so much to offer. And I want your vote this November. And if you can do it, go early voting. Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us on The Voter's Choice. As you can see, we've learned a lot from Angie Paz Carver, and we've learned that she's not a politician. She's a real person bringing real answers to Santa Fe. So get out and vote. Don't stay at home. And I'll tell you what, I'll see you at the polls.